Hello, everyone. Welcome here. Let's go ahead and load into our save before the entirely too loud main menu music becomes too much of a problem. Alright, it's kind of weird starting out in this room as opposed to the main room of the old house where we've started so many streams before. Oh, I have silver on me. Why do I have silver on me? What was I doing that needed silver? Whatever, we're going to have to go down the slow way, I guess. Or the very fast way if we wanted to. That's a bad idea. How about we don't do that? I didn't get it together to build anything here, did I? No. I just randomly have 5 silver on me. Oh wait, I definitely was planning to build something with this. It wasn't that. It wasn't that. What was I planning to build then? That I was gathering up those particular materials. Weird. Oh well. Yeah. Whatever it was, I guess it doesn't matter. Because if it mattered, I would have remembered. Anyway, hello, survey. Okay. So, we need to go get some more tar, because 3 tar is not going to get us a roof on that building. And to get tar, well, there is some right over there. It's probably the safest place to go right now. Let's go ahead and eat up all the health food we can get our hands on. I do have arrows. Okay. Let's go to the tar pit. It's right over there. Get away from me, you annoying piece of shit. Okay, there is at least 2, 3 it looks like. Possibly lethal problems over there. Okay. Now, these bastards are extremely dangerous. Unfortunately. Ooh, I one-shot it. Oh, it's because I'm considered stealth. Hell yeah. That's 2 of it, 3 or 4. Looks like 4. Okay, that's 3. The other's just over the top of that hill. You can see the little lines coming off it that indicate that it's wet. Hell yeah. Is that all of them? Kinda looks like it. Okay, that is at least 1,000,000 times easier than I thought it was going to be. I fully expected to have a massive problem killing all of those. But hey, I'll take it. Okay. As soon as we actually start digging, every creature and its brother is going to be over here. Okay. Well, it's a good thing nobody cares about the local waterways. Okay. Pretty good haul out of here. Sure. That's a decent amount of tar. I'll take it. It was easier to drain than most tar pits. We killed all the annoying pieces of shit from far enough away that we didn't actually have to deal with them. I'll take it. That should be enough to certainly build several roofs. Alrighty. Guys are all in decent health. Yep, everybody's in good health. Good, that means they haven't been attacked by anything. I should run around and check the fence repair. Me missing the required crafting station. Oh. I didn't put the crafting station back that goes right here by the fence. Yeah, everywhere except right here is covered. Oops. Okay, let's go get a crafting bench and we'll fix that real quick. Good thing I noticed that. Or it might have been exciting. I'm not sure if things would be able to spawn in there, but I'm willing to bet that they probably would have. Okay. We'll just stick it right there for now. That one had a little tiny bit of damage on it, so I probably bumped into it. The rest of these are all in good shape though. Okay. Let's go repair our stuff. And by that point, it should be about time to take a nap. Looks like our onion's got a while to go. Okay. Oh, I picked up some black metal. Okay. Repair that stuff. Repair the hammer and hoe. Okay. I need to put some lights up here besides just the campfire. Well, fireplace, I guess. It's not really a campfire. Materials. Store that in there for now. Actually, let's do this a little more properly. Try to sort things at least a little. Okay. I don't remember if I have stores of wood up here or not. Let's go find out. So last time, I have some wood, but not very much. Alright. Last time, we were working on the roof of this building. We had finished the exterior, and it was time to do the roof. And also, I had decided that I was going to make like this band we have around the outside. I decided I was going to make one on the inside too. But I hadn't done it yet because I I didn't have the tar. And I didn't want to go get more tar just right then. Well, now I have the required tar. So there's no reason I shouldn't do it now. This side will be much more visible than the other side. Because obviously the other side's going to be hidden by the eaves somewhat. Okay. Now, what style of roof exactly do I want to do here? I kind of, without thinking, put a corner piece there. To make like, damn it, stop that. Get up on the top of the roof and stay there. Anyway, without thinking, I had made a corner piece here, which would imply that I want a four-sided roof. But I'm not sure I actually do. It's kind of long and narrow, which would imply that it would be fine / a good idea to do a single peak. Just your standard everyday single peak roof. We could also do a double peak with kind of like what that building has, except instead of doing 4 sides, do 3 and leave the back side straight. And this side just has a random ass peak for decoration purposes, basically. I don't think I'm going to do, like that building down there has a 4-sided roof. We're not doing that here. We're doing this using a peaked roof with like a single or what do I call it? Okay. So that's going to change how we structure things a little bit. But not incredibly so. Do I want to do a 45 or a 26-degree roof was the other question. Both have their benefits. Get away from me, you little shit. Alright, anyway. Guess it depends on what kind of visual look I want for the place. Big fan of 26 for the lower part and 45 with the peak. Kind of like a reverse hip roof. Yeah, that's cool. I did that somewhere. I don't think I did it around here. Kind of did it for that, I guess, now that I think about it. Good old Pizza Hut roof. Well, not really a Pizza Hut roof, but... Oh, come on, you had it for a split second there. Okay, fine. We'll go place some extra... Actually, I can do that from the ground. If I do it this way. Boom. There we go. Okay. This one's got a fairly normal, or you know, we'll have a fairly easy, just simple meeting in the middle peak that I can then decorate however I like. Which will make this roof nice and simple. I could have also determined that just by counting blocks, but yeah, I think we're just going to do a simple 45 all the way for this one. It's not a very large building. And if I do 45 all the way, then I'll have room that I can put in like an attic or something if I want. Of course, it does have the little problem that you can't easily walk on a 45-degree roof. At least not in this game. Come on, snap on there. The mod that adds the extra snap points. Sometimes those extra snap points end up getting in the way. Okay, well I'm out of wood, so we can't build that. Which means that we should go back to the old base and grab some wood. I need to get processing set up for black metal. We have so much of it. Sir, this area is supposed to be spawn protected. Where did you come from? I can't carry all of that, but we'll dump some in the chest here. Yeah, ever since I built the new racks, I can't get to the top chest from outside anymore. Okay. Let's go get that roof on. So it can stop raining on our stuff. Okay. Anyway. I didn't actually calculate if we're going to have to do anything weird in the middle here. And it looks like we will. Actually, wait. No, we don't. We're good. I forgot. The walls are thick here, so it's going to look a little weird from the inside. Yeah. Okay, that's perfect. Ah, I went past the top point I wanted. Top 2. There we go. On the wrong point. Okay. I do like these roof tiles. They're very nice looking. They are a little bit awkward to work with because the fringes that they have, particularly along the bottom, can make it hard to make some weird roof shapes and not have odd clipping. But, oh well. Suppose that's the price you pay sometimes. Okay. And then I probably want to put on some kind of ridge pole. I'll have to think about what style I want to use. What looks the best. And we're out of tar. Okay. We brought 50 tar along with us, so another 50 stacks should more than finish the roof. and have plenty left over for if you want to do any dark wood decoration. Okay. We want bottom one. There we go. Yeah, the mod that adds all these extra snap points, it definitely has some things I don't like. I like the vanilla game's manual snap controls better than I do the mod manual snap controls. Although the mod manual snap controls are much more powerful at the end of the day. Okay. Let's remove some scaffolding. And additionally, I'm going to remove these pieces I put in earlier. I'm not sure I actually want them there right now. And those are useful during placement, but not terribly useful right now. Alright. What are you? Oh, that piece, okay. Alright, most of the rest of the wood up here fell off. Let's go ahead and grab that. Now, what do I want to do for a peak? Let's go ahead and place some temporary roof pieces on the ground so I can play around with them. Alright, that is obviously unacceptable. Plain wooden beam. That's a look. Not a bad look. It's a look. However, what about dark wood beam? That's a much cooler look. I would definitely go with that over the plain wooden beam. We could put core wood on it. It'd be kind of hard to get the core wood placed properly. There's no middle snap point on the core wood, is there? There's the bottom snap point and the top snap point. But I don't think there's a vertical middle. Oh wait, there is. There's a singular center snap point. So we could do like that. Eh, it doesn't really fit the appearance of the rest of the roof though. It's kind of cool, you get a round ridge top that way, but I don't think so. I think we're probably just going to go with the dark wood. And obviously we could do ironwood as well. But like, no, that's just dumb. Yeah. Ugh. Let's go with the dark wood. It'll look a lot cooler. Oh, come on. There we go, finally. Yeah, that looks cool as hell. It's really understated. Because, I mean, dark wood versus dark shingles. But that just makes it fit in with the rest of the roof so much better. Yeah, that looks cool. Okay, I like that. Okay. However, this does present a non-obvious problem. Because some jerk went and put beams on the top of the 45-degree wall pieces. Which is an issue. Unless I can shift these down like half a tile, and then they won't poke through, but they'll still look like they're fine. I think down half a tile is the right way. Anyway, let's go sleep and then we'll come back and mess with it. Getting the end walls looking right is going to be exciting. It's definitely going to be interesting. I need to get it positioned exactly right so that it doesn't poke through the roof. Like Hydroneer had this really annoying problem where all the end wall pieces were very obviously intended to cap the ends of a roof, which Valheim has the exact same issue. It's like they're intended to go on the edge of a roof and disguise any rough edges the roof has. But that's not how you build a building. Buildings don't have the roof end at the wall. It doesn't work that way. You have eaves. And if you're, I'm sorry, but if you're building a survival building game or any other building kind of game, and your end wall pieces don't have allowances for eaves, then you're doing something wrong with your game and you should stop. Anyway. The only problem is that nobody bothers to properly handle eaves in their building game. Thankfully, some games have at least not screwed up their end walls so that it's a problem. Okay. Example, I'm pretty sure that a loft doesn't have any decoration on the top of its vertical triangle pieces. But a loft has done an amazing job with their roof system, honestly, because their roofs, they have every shape of piece you could imagine and a few more besides. And every size of every shape. So instead of just having a one-size-fits-all end wall piece, they have a whole assortment. Okay. Let's try shifting the end wall in half a block. So technically the end wall should snap onto the end of that. But I want to snap it right there. Like that. That gives us a nice solid looking end wall without anything sticking through. We are going to have to do some serious overlapping to make that work though, I think. The other solution is to go down half a block instead. Now this way we can put it in the middle. Well, we could do it in the middle there too, I guess. But it would be more disguised. I wish I could... Oh, wait, I can. No, wait, I can't. I wish I could go a quarter block outward. I mean, I can. I just have to engage in shenanigans. Let's get ourselves a quarter block outward piece. Okay, there's attached to the outer edge of the wall. There's attached to roughly the center of the wall. That is a quarter block out. It's not precise, but it's very darn close. Okay, now, with our quarter block location, we need to be a half block farther outward. Okay. We could try to go a quarter block farther out and see what that ends up looking like. A half block just barely sticks through the roof. So let's try to get a quarter block outward on the other side. We can just progress that over here. And then we take this. Boom. Remove those. And then that should be our quarter block locator. Shifted a quarter block that away. Now, is that the right spot? I think it is. Except it's a half block too far. Which is fine, we can fix that. goes there. It just barely shows. But only kind of. Only like, it's like partially covering some of the underlayer shingles or something. But it does close up this bottom corner more, which I do like. Put another one in. Yeah. That's just a little too visible. Depending on the angle. Looks like we got some missing shingles or something. Yeah. I'm willing to take a little tiny hole at the bottom corner that I can just disguise in various other ways to not have a much more glaring bit of bare wood showing through on the actual roof itself. Okay. Now, let's carry that across. It's half a block too close. Do that. And that. And you might notice that these are too close together at the top there. And we don't have an easy way to close that gap up. Well, if you haven't, I certainly have. So now I gotta think of something to close that gap up. Peaks on end walls are always a problem in Valheim anyway, because there's no triangular wall piece, like quarter size one, and there's no peak wall piece. There's these roof crosses, but they're not something I want to use on this kind of roof. So either we have to leave that gap open, or we have to come up with something to go in there. And honestly, leaving it open isn't necessarily the worst idea. If I disguise it somehow. Make it dark up there, basically. If it's dark and you can't tell that it's hidden, then, you know, not hidden, but tell that it's blocked in. Okay. End wall, not too bad. Let's just cap that. I can put some dark wood pieces across there to to help disguise it. You know, hide some of the seams and stuff, make it look a little better. Does that show through? No, it doesn't. Okay, nice. Do I like how much that sticks out? Maybe. Does that stick through? No, it doesn't. Okay. No, that's getting overwrought. There's too much going on. These need to be embedded into the wall. Having them stick out like that, it kind of works, but it's too much. Okay, that's sticking to the outside. Here. That kind of works. Not sure if I like that or not. Once again, I think I'm just going to go with it kind of works. And we could do like decorative bullshit on the end of walls. That would help. Probably a lot more, actually. I don't think we need these at all. They don't necessarily hurt anything, but they don't really add enough to it either. Yeah, they don't really feel like they improve the end wall. In this case, I think simpler is better. Although... no. That would definitely work, but I'm not sure if I like the way it... We could absolutely put a row of these up the middle. And that would hide a lot of the ugliness of the half-wide blocks up the middle. That's another thing they didn't do a very good job of, making those line up well. Let's go grab a little bit of fine wood and see if that's actually worth doing. Come on, there we go. I don't know. It's definitely not bad. It almost looks out of place, though. Like, maybe it needs a little something else to go with it. I don't think a banner is quite what it needs. At least not a black one. A red banner could provide a nice little splash of color to the whole end wall. Maybe replace those with a single red banner up near the middle. Or even in front of them, actually, might even look cool. I'd give it a nice layered look. They're very hidden behind a banner, but it gives it kind of a neat effect. Yeah, I don't know. That'd be kind of a neat effect, too. I think we'll leave it at this for now. Of course, now we gotta go do the other end wall. What about the interior? I've started thinking about the interior, too. Anyway, it's getting late. Damn it. He recovered slightly faster than I did. Well, that's what happens when you try to fight with no stamina. All right. Give me back my shit. He's definitely out there somewhere. There he is. Alright, how much wood do I have on me? Enough to continue building. Okay. Let's go ahead and remove the scaffolding from this end wall. You know, we could do something interesting with that in these That looks kind of cool. Not sure if I want to do it or not. It's definitely an idea. I think I'd rather snap it in from above, though. Because it doesn't quite fit the height. Alright, anyway. That seems like something to mess around with later. After we get the other end wall built. Since we already know what we're building, we don't need quite as extensive of... Okay, so we want to be... one half a block farther in. No, yeah, 1/2 a block farther in and 1/4 block farther out than we technically should be. So we want to be right there, but a 1/4 block farther out. Let's grab the good old wooden door. Boom. And that should be it. No, right there is it. Okay. That looks like it's exactly right. Perfect. Okay. Now, should do it. Right now. Okay. Now, don't run off the inside. There we go. You go there, you go there. Compared to some of the monstrosities I built, these end walls aren't half bad to assemble. And then we put 2 of these Up the middle to hide the scene, which they do admirably. I think actually putting these in the window would probably actually pull the thing together a lot, because it would help anchor those top two and make them look more attached to the rest of the build, if that's the right way to think of it. But I need more fine wood to do that. I don't think I have any here, and I don't know if I have any back at the old base either. Well, I guess there is a quick way to find out. Let's go back to the old base and look. Okay. Now. We do have some fine wood. Okay, exactly what height did I manage to get this thing at from the outside? I want it to go in the middle. I'm not sure if it actually has the effect I kind of was thinking it might have. But it looks good. I like it. So I think we're going to go with that. Okay. Now. Interior. First things first. We want something like that. But I kind of want to go a quarter block farther. But also if I go a quarter block farther, it won't really be... It won't look right. It'll stick up through the roof. So it'll look horrible. I think we're just stuck with this. I could put on another beam strip. And that would very much hide that. Would it look bad? I don't think so. And then we put the roof pieces there. You know, the inner false ceiling. I want the beam to run the other way though. I think 2 beams is going to look better than 1. high. See what I mean? Really hides the raw edges well. And we're out of wood. All right. There is a fairly strong argument to be made for instead running a 26-degree roof inside the 45-degree. That would be cooler in a lot of ways. And I think we could just use thatch and it wouldn't be visible. Let's remove some of this. I'm not entirely sure if I want to go all in on it just yet. Oh, come on. There we go. Take 26-degree thatch roof. Boom. 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 And then we take 26-degree end walls. Boom. 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 Yeah, they kind of look cool. Let's go see what it looks like from the outside, though. Make sure there's no weird thatch bits sticking out or anything. I didn't mean to go through that portal. Yeah, I don't see any weird thatch bits sticking up through the roof anywhere. Nothing weird going on at the eaves. Okay, the other option, instead of having it meet in an interior peak, we can do that, which I almost like better. We could actually do some kind of cool looking beams. If we do like that... We want to remove the second layer of beam, though. Well, regardless, you'll get more wood. But I think that's what we're going to do for the interior. Because I didn't like the way that the corners of the interior were going to be... Is we stone all the way up and then half a block cap of wood. Like, it needed to be that way to get the ceiling height I wanted. But also, it wasn't looking good. Because it looked like... oh, I don't know. It just looked weird. Whereas this gives it a much more smooth look. And it's a lot cheaper. Not that it really matters. Wood's effectively free. But it's not nothing. Okay. Now. .26-degree thatch. One layer going that way. One layer going that way. Boom. Boom. Okay, I'm gonna run these. Normally I'd run the beams crossways. But normally I try to run the natural beams in the floor with whatever side of the building is shorter. Because that makes the most sense. And while it's not a very important detail, it is noticeable. It just looks weird to have long beams in the roof. Because no real roof would ever be built that way if you could avoid it. Okay. However, I'm doing it that way here because I intend to put in cross beams, decorative ones obviously, that should make this look much cooler. Okay, now the other question is, we can put in simple standard wood cross beams, or we could put in dark wood cross beams, which I think will end up looking much, much nicer. Definitely being much more visible. Oh, come on. Okay, the problem with these is that the centerpiece is flat black on the bottom, and the angled pieces have the decorative pattern. If it was flat black all the way, or decorative pattern all the way, I think I would go with this. But since it's decorative pattern on part of it and flat pattern on the rest, I don't think I want to do this. Yeah. It's such a weird decision on their part. Why would you do that? Have the angled beams have the pattern on all four sides, but the flat beams have the pattern only on two sides. At least have variants where you have a version that has the pattern and a version that's just black. Anyway, we're not doing that then. Give me back my wood. Bastards stole my wooden tar. Okay, did I grab it? Okay. Now. I think we're just going to use standard beams. It won't be as cool of a color contrast or anything like that, but it'll still have the desired effect. Namely, to break up these long strips that are going the wrong way. Now, I think I'm going to do it every other. Yeah, every other looks good. Okay. And then we put in the cross beams. Which look way better from below than they do from above when you do that particular pattern. Because for some reason the angled beams are way fatter than the straight beams. Vertically, not. Okay, that looks cool. Ugh. It gives a taller ceiling in here without being obnoxious about it. Alright, the interior is more or less done. The exterior... pretty much done. I have to say that's quite a nice little building. Now, this corner is where the workbench goes. I need 3 bronze, 4 iron. Okay, I need 25 flint. Let's just go start collecting stuff. Let's grab the non-metallics from the old base first. Okay, 25 flint. It's the first time we've used flint in anything for a good long while. 20 leather scraps. And 5 deer hides. We don't have 5 deer hides, just straight up, so we're gonna have to go hunt those. Bronze we have at the other base, I think. 10 fine wood we have at the other base. Iron we have at the other base. We need 4 obsidian. Okay, 10 fine wood, 10 fine wood. We need 4 more fine wood. Okay. That should be everything we need except the dead deer. Okay. Well. Let's go see if we can quick murderize a few deer. Allow them to ascend to hide. To become as one with my larder. Get your brown ass back here. Whatever. It would obviously be best if we could find a couple 2-star deer. Bad chance of that. Oh, he dropped 2 hides. Nice. treasure around here somewhere. It's honestly not worth looking for. Hoping I could see some along the edge of the forest, but I don't even hear any. There's a boar. We don't care about his kind. Although if he attacks me, I'll happily take his meat. We do need more boar meat. Like, don't need it, but it's nice to have, I suppose. Okay, I hear a deer over there. Could you not? Oh, I heard a deer over here. There it is. Nice. We already have 4. We need 5 deer hide. We do have some back at the main base. The old base. I guess I should call it now. So I could just go back and get it. Spattered his ass. Okay, there's 6 hides. I definitely wouldn't turn more down, but we also have enough, so. We'll go ahead and take the portal here at the Standing Stones and go back to the old base. Okay. We still have metals to collect. Oh, I only have 1 bronze. Okay. Was it 4 iron I needed? I think. Alright, let's go build as much as we can without the bronze, I guess. Okay. Channing rack can go outside. It's under the eaves, so it'll be nice and protected there. Tool shelf. You need a forge to build the tool shelf. Dang it. And then the adze needs the bronze. Okay, well. Place these materials in a chest. Okay, now let's move the smithy to its new permanent home. Boom. Boom. Okay. I just had a terrible thought. I might not be able to remove these things. No? Okay, we're good. I wasn't sure if they required... Alright. Let's grab this portal. I don't actually want the portal inside. Did I not get those Certling cores? Give me the damn Certling cores. I don't care if I'm carrying too much or not. Okay. What do I call this one? Wow, you are the tag length is brutally short. Oh. We'll just call it Smithy. I don't want to use the old name because it was indicating that it went to the tower and it no longer goes to a tower. I've been preventing you from teleporting. Thanks, game. I appreciate you too. Now, grinding wheel. Can go over there. What do you mean invalid placement? I really hate how high up this anvil is, but it just will not let me place it lower. Unless... if I'm clever... we place it there, and then we build the floor. Yeah, get wrecked, game. Now we can have a properly reasonable height anvil. Although really you wouldn't want an anvil in a corner like that. But oh well, that's what we're doing anyway. Got bellows. We don't have the small anvils because we're short on bronze. We do have the grinding wheel. We need the forged tool rack, for which we need 15 iron and a bunch of wood. Do I actually have one of those down here, or do I need to make one? I don't see it on the walls anywhere, so we probably didn't build one. Who doesn't have their anvils at head height? Yeah, everyone who needs to use one, that's who. Alright, let's go get 15 iron. Actually, let's not. Let's go sleep, and then we can go get 15 iron. But yeah, it kind of annoys me that they apparently think that people are supposed to hammer on an anvil with their chin or something. Yeah, I don't think Wile E. Coyote is a very good role model, Survey. Okay. Actually, I want to take that other portal over to find out how inconvenient that location's going to be. I think it'll be fine, but I just grabbed the iron. What am I thinking? We'll have to test it later. Okay. Now, I need some wood as well. Why do you not... Like, it acts like it's attached by the middle. And then it acts like it's attached by the end. Make up your mind. That's going to be way too high to reach reasonably, but it'll look nice. Let's just stick it right here. That's actually much more intelligent. Okay. It's not a max level workbench. It's not a max level smithy. It's something in the middle. We need bronze to finish both of these. So the next thing that needs to be done in here is just install a ton of chests, like right here in the middle. So we need to build chest racks about here somewhere. Now, we need a lot more fine wood. We need a bunch of iron. I still have an iron in my inventory. I should have grabbed exactly 15, just taking the whole stack of 16. Okay, so we turn that way to go over there. Boom. Yeah, okay, that won't be too bad. Okay. We need to install some actual lighting in here. We need resin, iron, and circling cores, looks like. Yeah. Okay. Let's go get the circling cores the easy way. Well, in so much as the easy way isn't just go to the other base and grab some out of storage, dum-dum. We haven't been here for a while. Oh no, those poor guys died. We better go check on them. Man, it looks like they drowned. How tragic. Which direction do we go from here? I think it's through here. Yeah, free thistle. Never say no to free thistle. Oh no, those guys drowned too. We better go check on them. Oh, fun. Could you not? Thank you. If you want to fight me, you gotta come over here to the fire. Yeah, that fire. Alright, that was easy. I'll take it. Alright. More circling cores? No, just coal? Okay. It was just 3 circling traps? Yeah. Alright. We got 2 circling cores out of that. Not great. But not horrible either. We need 3 more iron. Let's go grab that real quick. I should start making circling runs periodically again, because we do need more cores to build lighting. If nothing else. Alright. That gives a little bit of room, lighting in here. I need to build some storage over here in this room, probably, where I can put fuel. Now let's just load our coal in there, so I don't have to worry about it. Yeah. store some random crap in here. Oh wait, we do actually have a storage place for deer meat. Okay. Okay. Now, next things next. I believe the next major thing we should do is get some fine wood. And to get fine wood, I suppose we should go murder the Finewood Grove at the old base. Okay. Now, last time several logs made their way down to the bottom there and I just left them because I was feeling lazy. This time we should probably actually chop those up. Oh. We should use the elder power while we're chopping wood too. We're not getting very many oak seeds. Oh, there's some. Either we're just getting really unlucky this time around, really not getting very lucky on oak seeds. We might not be able to replant this patch this time. At least not fully. We've got 11, so it's not incredibly unlucky either. Okay, we got some more here, looks like. No, that was just resin. Oh, there's some. 15. It's not really enough. But I think it's better than what we got last time, actually. Oh, there's still a tree we haven't cut down. 2 of them, actually. Okay, we'll probably be fine on oak seeds then. If we can get oak seeds off one of these, then we'll be better than fine. Not by a whole lot, but... more oak seeds. $19 of them. Okay, that's not bad at all. The reason we grow oaks for fine wood is basically just because oaks give enough seeds to usually replant as many as you cut. Unlike nearly every other tree. I don't know why they're so stingy with tree seeds. And I guess it's probably got something to do with they'd rather you go hunt trees down instead of grow trees, but like I need a lot of wood here, guys. It's not fun to run around and try to drag tons of wood back that I could have just raised. Relatively close to my base. Okay. We did get most of these chopped up before we ran out of elder power, so that was nice. And it looks like the axe will survive long enough to mine all the, or break up all the ones that didn't fall down in the pit. And maybe even get those down there. We did have another one fall in here. Of course I had to go and get wet. That doesn't help my stamina regen any. And the axe broke. Okay. Well, we didn't quite manage to finish it off, but we got pretty close. Alright, let's go back to the base. We'll repair our axe, we'll sleep for the night. Then we'll come out, we'll cut that last log up, we'll gather up all the wood. And then drive the cart back and then we can go back to work. We might as well just stay here at this base for the night. Be more convenient than teleporting around 2 or 3 times to do go to the other one. Well, we teleport once to get to the other one, I suppose, and then teleport once to get over to the smithy to repair our stuff. Or I guess we could just run straight there because it's closer to the portal than... I almost just ran through the portal to the other base on instinct. It's very foggy in here. While I'm running around here doing things, I should probably murder some mechs. Bring their tails back. I am rather low on neck tails, and there's a few things that are worth making that use them. Okay, managed to get all the wood down here without having to make more than one trip, which I approve of. Now, it looks like there's a lot less wood here than there was last time. But it's just the wood is gathered together into stacks. Instead of being piles of one wood, it's piles of like... That one was 70 something, for example. Interesting that they can create stacks on the ground that are fatter than the max allowable stack. Okay, let's go around and pick all the dandelions and other crap that's in here so they don't interfere with the trees growing. Sure there's no rocks on the ground anywhere. Anything like that. Okay. Now, we want to plant oaks. And we have 19 saplings. Okay, that's 20. Well, we don't have 20, we only have 19. But that's fine. That just means... that one of the corners won't be planted. Okay. Lovely. It's definitely more trees than we had last time. Hey, you. Go away. Alright, let's grab the... a decent amount of fine wood. Let's grab the cart and get back. Okay. Now, Let's go stack this wood up. The normal wood anyway. Okay. Go there. Now. That should do it. We'll store the rest in the chests. It's a good amount of fine wood. Let's just take it all over there in one trip. We should be able to quick stack it before we run out of. There we go. Okay. That should be plenty of fine wood for what we need. Let's go back to the old base, or new base. Now, what was I going to do with fine wood again? There was something I needed to build. Oh yes, chests. I was right. Let's go get some normal wood. And then... that wasn't the portal I wanted to take. Let's go grab some normal wood and some fine wood out of the chest. We don't need a ton of fine wood yet. We'll grab what we can carry. 2 stacks should be enough. It's like 10 chests or something like that. And then we'll also need to grab some iron. Should be over here in these chests. Okay, that should be like 8 chests right there. That's plenty. How did I do the racks? I kind of like the way the racks look at the old base. Of course, I just picked up iron. I kind of like the way the racks look at the old base. Let's go look at them and remind myself how I built them. I could figure something out without too much trouble, but this... okay. Ah, yes, that's right. Okay, I remember now. Now, grab some standard wood. We got to lay out a good bit of scaffolding here. Okay. I'm going to do the same kind of decorative look that the other one had. So, the rotated posts and everything. Okay. So those are the actual racks, quote unquote. And I think they're too far apart, actually. They need to be a little closer together. Or rather, a lot closer together. Okay. Well, let me think. That should do it. Remove those cross pieces. Boom. Alright, let's grab some fine wood and iron and get building. Come on. I know you can go in there. You just have to want to. Oh, come on. I've seen it snap in there before. Well, let's try it the other way then. Okay. Is it too close to the back wall or something? That doesn't make any sense though. Or do I have to put these posts in last? That might be it actually. go outside and replace those if I can. I should be able to, because usually this game's pretty good about letting you clip things into weird places. Alright. Did I remove the scaffolding yet? No, I didn't. Good. I can use these to get up on the roof and go grab that stone on the other side. Alright, fine. Don't then. Okay. One goes there. One goes there. No, they go half a block farther in. Damn it. Fine. I'll do the run around the roof rigmarole to get them back again. We'll try it again. Okay. Okay. Damn it. There we go. Of course, we have a stone embedded up there now. Well, let's go up there and free it. About the time we had the back wall fixed, it'll definitely be night. There we go. I should have placed the other chest in here before I did that. Well, We can grab a little bit of stone and put some scaffolding in so we won't have to do that again. In theory. Let's go ahead and sleep for the night. And then got some stone in one of these chests, don't I? Yes, I do. Okay. Let's go build some quick scaffolding out here. That should allow us to delete the inner pillar without anything collapsing. Okay. Now. Yeah, we gotta leave a little space here. Let's remove that for now. Okay. That goes there. That goes there. That goes there. Boom. 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 Actually, do I want to use dark wood posts? Does that look kind of cool? Yeah, we can always change it later. I don't have dark wood on me right now. Okay. Now, Put a rail on here. And then let's go like so. Snap that in there, and we have another level ready to rack chests. And the problem here is that once again we're going to have snapping problems. The outer ones are going fine, but the next level in is going to not want to go in there because of the stone in the way. So we have to put more temporary pillars. Okay. Boom. Alright, lovely. Doesn't really have room for labeling, which is a bit of a problem. You could probably just stick signs right on the end of the chest, but they won't look quite right. I'll have to think about it. We probably want a third rack. Out of wood. Okay. About the right height. Beautiful. Alright, this is definitely going to be interesting. To get stuff built in there, but okay. That's all placed correctly. That's the right point, should be. I need more iron. Specifically, I need 8 more iron. There should be plenty. That's not going to go into place because the stone's in the way. I really should have just placed this rack a little bit forward of where it is. And that would have been so much less trouble. And now that I'm thinking that I should have done that, I think I'm just going to go ahead and actually do that. So here goes one of those famous giant deconstructions of something that I just spent a ton of time building. Because if it's worth doing once wrong, it's worth doing again right. Or something like that anyway. No! Don't break! Oof. Okay. Damn it. There we go. Okay. Now, I want this to be half a block forward. That should be about right, I think. Okay. Let's go ahead and put all this crap in this chest. All right. Now, let's build the actual... Wait, why did I do that? The actual ladders. Temporary chest right there, we can stack the stuff in. I need... Oh, what do I need? Tar, I need tar. Because I do think I want to use the dark pillar pieces. And maybe even dark crossbars. Okay. Now. Yeah, I think we'll run dark crossbars as well. Except we're exactly a little tiny bit off of being able to do that smoothly. Okay. And also we have another little problem here. This goes at a very precise height. Namely right there. Let's try something here. If I put a darkwood beam there, and then do that, and then that. There's a little too much flicker going on. Let me try something. Can I even see that little beam? It's gone. It's been eaten. I can delete this one. No, I can't. Oh. Yeah, I can. The problem is now I can't get this back in to exactly the right spot. I could change the size of the rack. That would be quite inconvenient, though. It'd have to be an odd number of chests, I think. Because this supports 2. And then that one would support 2. No matter what, you're going to need a half beam to cap the end unless you have an odd number of chests. And I don't want an odd number of chests. Because an odd number of chests would be hard to work with. So we'll just use standard beams. Which does have the benefit of simplifying things a little. Because now we have a half-size beam. Unfortunately, there is no half-size beam for darkwood beams, because why would you have any kind of consistency in your build set? Wait, that's too high. That is not the right height after all. It is half a block down from here. And also I placed that completely wrong to be able to work with it. Okay. Boom. Okay. Now, the next one is supposed to be about there-ish somewhere. Specifically, it is halfway down a standard height block. Okay. Now, we do the same thing, but on the other side. And the easy way to do that is to place the ladder structure like so. Damn it, wrong way. And I screwed up placing it on the middle one over there. Dah. Here we go. Beautiful. Now to find out if these chests are even going to fit here. Alright, it's too dark to work on this. Let's go. Go sleep for the night. It's a lot of very precise positioning, and it's hard to do when it's dark. Somewhat unsurprisingly. Okay. That should be about right. It's really hard to see if I'm attaching to the right piece. One of these is wrong, and I'm not sure which one. That looks aligned. Okay, one of these is wrong. I'm not sure which one. Okay, this one's definitely wrong. Okay, where are you piece of shit attaching to? We better do the ones on the upper level, because I can... They won't... The floor won't interfere with me there. I can see where they're snapping. I can use them as alignment points for the lower ones. Okay, what? Alright, you are definitely off. The rest of these look like they're snapped correctly. Can you please snap to the correct piece? Thank you. Don't make me come in there and delete the floor. Okay, fine. Be that way. The floor is gone. How do you feel about that? It wasn't snapping on the floor? Okay, well that's gonna be unfortunate. Wait, what are you conflicting with? Maybe all of these are wrong? They might actually have all been wrong. Okay. Okay, get those back into place. I think extra 1 is the correct thing to snap to. And I think the top floor is simply not going to snap because of nearby stone. Well, actually. Oh, and this is where I realized I misplaced roughly half of these. Well, maybe I didn't actually. Well, I did the bottom level. Oops. place where I want you to place. Oh, come on. That's obviously wrong. There we go. Wait a second. Okay. There we go. Now let's put that floor back in. Okay. And what are we short on? Fine wood. That's fine. There should be some more of it over here. There is. Okay. Neatly racked. Beautiful. That is probably enough storage, and if it isn't, we can add more just like it across from it. Let's go outside and make sure we've repaired all the damage over there. After we repair our hammer. I'm pretty sure there's some now no longer needed support beams out here. Okay. Now, let's do a quick little swamp run. To get some more stuff. In this case, we actually do want coal. Although I'll happily take any Surtling cores we can get our hands on. Okay. Pop goes the Surtlings. More delicious cores. There's Leech we could murder if we needed. Or wanted. Anything he has to offer. Which, honestly, we don't really. There's only one Surtling here, which is kind of weird. Usually there's more. I don't know if I've ever really seen less than 3. Okay, 4 cores, 28 coal. Let's grab some wood. The reason I wanted this is because signs. Specifically, I would like to try to place signs. Placing them below should be easy enough. That'll work for 2 levels. Mostly. I don't really like that they don't snap, but you can't have everything. And that we definitely can't place them on the bottom level. How did I do it over here? I mean, I know this is a fundamentally different design. Oh, I used... Okay. Nah. That pattern works great for that kind of shelving. I'd have to completely change the shelving here, which I do like the shelving here, to try to get a pattern that'd work here. Oh. All right. Well. Let's start sorting our stuff into chests. So, wood goes in the first one here. Boom. Stone will go in this one. Let's have a whole coal chest. Hello, Treebeard. We've finished the crafting building, and I just finished putting in the first. I may or may not increase it, I don't know. Rack of storage. Well, I say finished the building, it's not finished by any stretch of the imagination. We still have a couple of enhancements for the workbenches that have to go in. Damn it, that was not what I wanted to press. I wanted to press click stack. It's nearly finished. Okay. Yeah. We're missing the small anvils for the forge, because we don't have the bronze for it. And we're missing the, oh, whatever it's called. ads, or however they pronounce that, for the workbench. Same reason we don't have the bronze for it. And the reason we don't have the bronze for it is because we don't have the copper for it. And the reason we don't have the copper for it is because I need to go mine copper and I haven't got around to it yet. Okay. So are these chests all empty now? Yes. Beautiful. Let's get rid of those 2 temporary things as well. And then we can go start grabbing stuff out of those chests and get them stored away. And then we can start hauling stuff from the old base and get that stored away. Okay, wood, stone, coal. Let's do leather in this one. Now I do have leather stored elsewhere here. Okay, you are... Is that how trophies is spelled? Pretty sure it is. Okay. I'm gonna do this a little different. Coal does not go in that chest. Coal goes in this chest. Metal goes in the chest above it. This one's labeled trophies. I mean both of these to be trophies, because we're overflowing the trophy chest back at the old base. So once we bring all those over, we'll definitely be overflowing too. Okay, metal and coal. And then... Okay, the dandelions and stuff go down the other area. There is a leather chest down here that needs to be emptied. I thought. Okay, maybe it's not labeled leather. Or I moved it all out of there already. That's also possible. Yeah, I think it did. Okay, that's good. Means there's nothing stored down here that shouldn't be, I don't think. Except maybe the flax. Alright, it's night. Let's go sleep. Okay. That one's empty. We'll come back for that wood. All right. The leather chest is pretty full, if I remember correctly, the one that was back at the other place. Metal. We've got metal to go in there, sure. Let's move the trophies over to the other end. Okay, because you are going to be stone and ore. So this one's going to be where ore goes. I don't currently have any ore. That'll be where stone goes. So we have wood, stone, ore. And then the wood stone chest that's beside the wood chest here gets to be some sort of stuff. Okay. That's where that goes. And then you are... I'm going to do these doubled up as well. There. So center chests are double labeled. Okay. And then we have one unlabeled chest here, which currently is stone. Okay, you guys go into miscellaneous. You go into miscellaneous. That should actually be... We have a lot of bone type stuff, so this will be the bone chest. Okay. That'll do. You can go into miscellaneous. You go into miscellaneous. All of you go into miscellaneous. Oh, that's a trophy. Okay, core wood is a wood. Alright. So we'll get rid of the last of the chests down here. There's still that chest over there yet. Now... Oh, I don't have a valuables chest. I'll worry about that some other time. I can put those wherever I want, kind of. Matter of fact, there's some argument to be made. Damn it. There's some argument to be made that we should put the valuables in a chest up in the bedroom. Okay, you go into ore, even though you're technically not really an ore. You are ore by classification. Alright. Bit of wood that fell in the water a long time ago. Oh, I do have copper. Damn it. And silver. Okay. Go ahead and get her stamina back. See if we can make it in one trip without having to spend a whole bunch of... Okay, metal. Black metal and copper. We don't have much tin. So that's a bit of a problem. But tin is easy to mine. Copper requires a whole production. Also, if I'm correct here... Yeah, copper was all I needed to make the pots and pans. I was like, oh, I don't have copper. What am I going to do? I can't make these. Except I had copper all along. Alright, I need 5 copper, 5 iron, 5 black metal, and 10 fine wood. 10 fine wood. 5 copper. Was it 5 iron? And 5 black metal? Yes, okay. I still need to mine copper because that's not enough. That's enough copper to build the things I had to build immediately, but it's definitely not long-term enough copper. Okay, lovely. We now have a max level cauldron. Or at least max level for what I know of at the moment. Oh, that was the shrimp light. Which means it is after 11 o'clock. Which means I really should have wrapped things up a while ago. How much bronze? I'm gonna finish building these upgrades. How much bronze do I need to make the small anvils? I need 2 bronze for the small anvils. I need 5 bronze total. I have 1 bronze already. Screw it. The shrimp gave it away. Yeah, you have to blame it on them. Okay, the small anvils can go right there in the corner. And this thingy can go right there. Alright. Max level workbench. Max level forge. Or at least max level for what I know of currently, once again. I don't think I'm missing anything. Forge bellows, anvils, grinding wheel, smith's anvil, forge cooler, tool rack. Okay, that's all the forge pieces. Chopping block, chaining racks outside, adze we just built, tool shelf is built. Okay, we've got all the upgrades we know of currently. Hell yeah, this place is done then. Outside of getting everything hauled into it. And maybe adding a little more lighting. I probably would like to have a light there and there. Do I have... I don't have the resin. Surely there's resin around here. Surely there isn't resin around here. Okay, let's go grab some. Yeah, it's done. It's done for certain values of done. It has all the important features. I believe what we're looking for is here in the Great Dwarf Gunk chest. Let's start hauling stuff out of the trophy chest. They're light but bulky. Okay. That should light up the signs a little bit better. Okay, trophies. All of this shit goes into the trophy chest in a basically unsorted manner. I should come back later and sort them out a little better at least, but that's a problem for future Milo. Yeah. Work area's done. Sort of. TM. That tower has been emptied out. We can put stuff there. I think the next thing to do is get the machinery we need for processing black metal built. The, oh, yeah, columns. The blast furnaces. We'll put a few of them along here. In this space we've been leaving empty. Yeah, we get like 3 or 4 blast furnaces in here. But that is a problem for tomorrow. Also, we need to harvest our fields here. Replant the onions. Get them all planted to the same thing instead of half and half like it is. Replant the carrots. I think we're fine on turnips. Not sure if something randomly murdered a barley plant in the middle of the field or what happened there. There was some loose flax here at the edge of this earlier. And I don't really see any obvious missing flax spots. Actually, maybe there's one right there. Whatever. Anyway. I'm quite happy with how this place is turning out. It's almost done, really. I mean, it doesn't have an outer wall that I'd like to build. I haven't cut that back to make a larger turning area. There's some stuff like that needs to be done. But as far as all the core structures, we have crafting place spots for food, we have crafting spot for everything else, we have storage, we have living quarters, we have animals, sort of. We need to add a boar pen at some point. A quite large, nice little farm down there. Beautiful port. A bonfire that's currently not burning. Anyway. Tomorrow we will play more Valheim. Hopefully I'll get started much earlier tomorrow. We got started quite late today. And then I think we will work on hauling all the stuff over from the old base. Like, not everything, but the bulk of most things will get hauled over. And then we'll probably mine some tin, copper, a few things like that, maybe. We might extend the turning pool, get that fixed up, make it a little easier to turn the ship around out there. We'll see what else. Like I said, there's not really a whole lot of construction left to do. We do need to start smelting tons of black metal. We need to harvest all the flax, replant it, obviously. Start processing lots of flax. Get ourselves all the remaining black metal weapons and stuff like that upgraded. We should have the materials for that. Pretty sure we have enough processed flax already. We just need to process more black metal. Get some nice upgrades there. But anyway, Monday, Crab Champions. Tuesday and Wednesday, we will play more what do I call it? Timberborn. Continue with our Industrial Beaver Society. And then Thursday will be something old. I almost had something new, but we don't play new games on Thursday. I haven't decided yet exactly what we're going to play for Thursday yet, but I will assuredly decide before we get there, or when we get there, whichever actually ends up happening. And then Friday will be EDF, or we'll get properly stuck into the new run, where I get to have fun as a ranger instead of tortured as a air raider. But anyway. Hopefully, I see you all back here tomorrow for it's your turn for torture. Yeah, well, after that joke, you probably deserve it, because I will have you know, survey. But that joke is so old that it was around when the dinosaurs were walking the earth. Which means it's only very slightly older than me. Actually, I'm not that old, but anyway. Yeah, hopefully I see you all here tomorrow for more Valheim shenanigans and terrible survey jokes. And I will see you all later. Good night and goodbye.